Ten Hag rejecting talk of a crisis at Old Trafford after a 2-1 victory. Scott McTominay scored twice for United, who are just 3 points behind the champions and their local rivals, Manchester City.
It's the crisis.
But it's felt like that.
Not for us. We are in a journey. We keep calm. We look into the process. We know where we have to build. We know where we have to build on. As I say, we're going in the right direction. We don't get distracted from criticism around us, but we are ourselves. We are very critical on ourselves. We know we are not quick, satisfied, and happy. We always want to do better.
And today, I think the result is fair. Yes. No worry, because it's too many circumstances that you need to put why we didn't perform. Because I think to play against Brighton with one less 60 minutes, I think maybe affect a little bit the energy and the performance of the player. And then we need to recover. Too many players injured, and we need to recover as soon as possible to be more competitive and to have different options.
Well, let's start by talking about Manchester United, Pete. They are such a peculiar bunch, aren't they? Because Saturday evening against Newcastle was terrible by pretty much every metric. And it's like a different bunch of blokes turned up last night.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I'd go as far as saying that's the most important win Ten Hag has had at Man United. Okay, they won the Carabao Cup, didn't they? But they want more than that from him. And I think if you think of the context, you mentioned that Newcastle game, it was unacceptable performance from United. We then had the reports about the player unrest coming into it. There's this away trip to Liverpool looming, which we know what happened there last season. And of course, you've got Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming in with his investment. He's got to take control of football operations. So what's he going to do? Back Ten Hag or look to start a new era? So Ten Hag really needed something last night. It was going to be a test of whether the players were with him. He brought in Anthony, didn't he? He brought in Amrabat, two players he's worked with a lot earlier in their careers. And those players stepped up for him. Fair play. I mean, that was their best attacking performance of the season by a long, long way. They should have won it much more comfortably. And, they go Bournemouth at home this weekend and play a Bayern Munich team in the Champions League who've already qualified from their group. So potential to get a scalp there. And then they go to Liverpool, maybe with a bit more confidence and belief than they might have done if the result had gone the other way last night.
As you said, though, potentially with memories of what happened last season. Pete mentioned there, Mark, that the players might be with Erik Ten Hag. There is certainly one who is. Super Scott to the rescue again.
Yeah, once again, he's the main man at Old Trafford this season, isn't he? Scott McTominay having an incredible campaign. Manchester United continually relying on him. He celebrates his 27th birthday tomorrow. Here's the impact he's having in numbers. And it's not very often you'd see a player like Scott McTominay at the top of the goal-scoring charts for Manchester United. This is the top goal scorers in all competitions this season, ahead of Bruno Fernandes, Rasmus Højlund, Casemiro, Garnacho, Rashford down there on 2, Martial down there on 2 as well. So this tells you the story of Manchester United. They're relying on players that perhaps aren't even the ones that normally get the goals to get them out of trouble. This is the story of the game against Chelsea in terms of the match stats. You can see obviously 2-1 the scoreline. The XG, which we'll talk about in a moment's time, was quite significant. 4.17 for Manchester United to Chelsea's 1.52. You can see once again, 28 shots from Erik Ten Hag's side to Chelsea's 13. On target 9-3. They didn't have the possession, as you'd expect, the way Mauricio Pochettino likes his sides to play. They want the ball. They had 55% compared to 45%. But once again, dominance in the final third, 12 corners to 4. We talk about the XG. This is important as well, and this is significant for Manchester United because last night's game, when you look at the entirety of the Premier League this season, was incredibly strong. It was their highest XG this season, second in the entirety of the Premier League against Chelsea. Chelsea, Tottenham, 4.12, Brighton, Luton, and you can see the others there, the source Opta. So, really significant in terms of that performance. So I guess Kwaku Peter McTominay was compared to Frank Lampard by Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank last night. That was because of his late runs into the box. Big praise, but certainly deserved at the moment.
We need to hold our horses a little bit.
Says the Chelsea man.
It's tough comparing them to a player who sits sixth in the all-time Premier League top goal scoring rankings, the only midfielder in the top 20. But McTominay does deserve his credit. He is central to everything good at Manchester United at the moment, and he's scoring important goals both for his club and for his country this season. And he's a different player. He's not being asked to do or receive the ball from the centre-backs. He's being asked to make those late runs into the box and be a goal-scoring threat for Manchester United. And with his physicality, he's doing that very, very well, especially in home games for Manchester United. He needs to continue that. The problem is with Manchester United, and I said it on yesterday's show, is that they are beholden to the performances of individuals. So what happens when Scott McTominay stops scoring goals? Marcus Rashford obviously hasn't scored goals on a consistent basis this season. They're relying on McTominay to get them goals. And what happens when those start to dry up? Can Manchester United show they can score and create chances on a consistent basis when Scott McTominay is not putting the ball in the back of the net? So he needs to continue this, but in the week that's very, very important for Manchester United. It's good that one of their own is getting on the score sheet on a regular basis.
I don't know if you'd thank me for this, but I think Fellaini might be a more accurate comparison.
Yeah.
You know, his player gets in the box, gives defenders absolute nightmares, scores important goals, point-winning goals, match-winning goals for his team. But then when you look at the build-up play, perhaps hampers the way that Ten Hag might want to play in the longer term, more attractive football. But, you know, Man United need results right now, and McTominay is delivering for them.
You talked about the significance of the next couple of weeks for Erik Ten Hag. The one thing you would say about him is that he's clearly sort of content to fall on his sword. He's not going to shirk any big calls if they need to be made. And it felt as though he almost had no choice but to drop Marcus Rashford and Anthony Martial as well after that defeat against Newcastle.
Hello. I think this is the best. The winning against Chelsea is the most important winning for Manchester United this period, because we need a winning to motivate the player. The player step up and win. That match make me so happy, because if we lost that match to Chelsea, where will we go from there? It was very, very important. McTominay have saved us other time. We cannot continue relying on McTominay, because if he go dries up, it will become a problem to us, because we cannot rely on one individual player to step up always. The team need to step up very well. But I love what happened that day, because our XG high 4 point something. So it showed that Manchester United, I think, is back. What do you think? Manchester United is back, or that winning is most important winning in a retired season? Feel free to leave your comment in the comment section below, and leave your prediction Manchester United against Bournemouth this weekend. I think Manchester United will win that match 2-1 or 2-0. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Bye for now.